Mrs. Crowe, are you sure you want me to cancel your flight ticket for moving abroad with Mr. Crowe in a week? Milena Brooks' voice came through the phone, sounding confused. She was Asher Crowe's assistant. Gwyneth Payne stood on the balcony. She glanced at the withered trees below and made her decision. Yes. Book me a flight to my parents' place for the same day, and get Liana a flight overseas for that day too. I'll see them off to settle down overseas in a week, then head back to my parents' place. Milena was taken aback on the other end of the line. Liana Quayle was the other woman in Gwyneth's marriage. Milena couldn't figure out what Gwyneth was up to. Even though she was puzzled, she nodded. Got it, Mrs. Crowe. Gwyneth ended the call. Asher was in the living room. He jumped to his feet as soon as he saw her walk in. He looked impatient. Have you decided yet? Leah's still waiting on my answer. Gwyneth had just finished getting the meal ready 10 minutes ago. Asher came home and cut to the chase. I'm done hiding this from you. Leah actually lives in the neighborhood next to ours. She's been with me for 9 years and I owe her so much. I have to take her along when we move abroad. Gwyneth had barely set the dishes down when her smile instantly disappeared. This wasn't the first time Asher had mentioned taking Liana abroad. When he first brought it up, Gwyneth had flipped out, wrecking the living room and cursing him for saying such a thing. The second time Asher brought it up, Gwyneth completely broke down. She slapped him and left home for a week. He hadn't called her at all during those 7 days. Gwyneth decided to let them have their way this time. I asked Milena to book her flight. You both can leave together. So you have finally come to your senses. Asher's frown faded, and a smile spread across his face. Gwyneth dropped her gaze and twisted a strand of spaghetti around her fork. A rush of bitterness flooded her. I thought you said you were worried about her being alone in the country. She's easy to deceive because she's so trusting. Feeling like things were out in the open, Asher decided to drop the act. The mention of Liana brought a smile to his face. Honestly, Leah would make a better wife than you. But you got lucky getting to know me a few years ahead of her. Once we're abroad, maybe you should learn from her how to keep a man happy. Asher's phone buzzed at that exact moment. He stepped out onto the balcony to take the call. Gwyneth watched him leave and looked down with a heavy heart. She'd always considered knowing him to be one of the greatest gifts in her life. When they were freshmen in high school, Asher wrote her 99 love letters to win her over. When their high school romance came to light, he visited the Payne residence with his parents. He dropped to his knees before Gwyneth's parents, sobbing as he pleaded with them to accept their relationship. After the SATs, Gwyneth checked her results and saw how badly she'd done. Asher aced it, but he wasn't happy about it. He secretly passed on a top university to attend a regular college with her. She hadn't failed him either. When Asher moved north to launch his business, she didn't hesitate to marry him, even though he was financially unstable. She supported his efforts all the way. He failed 3 years in a row, and Gwyneth followed him from their apartment to a damp basement, where they lived off cabbage and potatoes for a long while. Eventually, Asher made it in his business. He made their relationship public by posting their photos online, gave her 80% of his company's shares, and threw a belated grand wedding celebration. To the wedding, Asher gazed at Gwyneth, his voice thick with emotion. Babe, I owe everything to you. I'll love you forever. Those words had stayed with her all this time. But just a month ago, she found out Asher had a mistress. It was Liana, his junior from college. After graduation, the two stayed in touch and chatted every single day. Every year, Asher would get thoughtful gifts for Gwyneth's birthday and Liana's. The gifts he gave Liana tended to be far more expensive than the ones for Gwyneth. Even during the hectic times of launching his business, he still made sure to spend 1 day a week with Liana. Liana was at Asher and Gwyneth's belated wedding celebration. She had on a simple, short wedding dress and topped it off with a loose blazer. Later that evening, she posted on Instagram, "I'll always be there for you in a different way." Asher liked her post. When Asher woke up the next morning, Gwyneth grabbed his phone and opened the conversation between him and Liana. She lost control and yelled at him. "How many years have you two been talking all the time? 8? 9? Asher knew exactly who she meant without her even saying the name. He didn't feel bad about it at all. "Leah has feelings for me but never wanted to ruin our marriage. We've been talking for 9 years. Is that a problem?" Gwyneth's eyes were bloodshot, her gaze fixed on him in disbelief. Her voice was raw with hurt. You're cheating on me. You've betrayed me. Asher frowned, his voice dripping with disdain. Gwyneth, ever since I found success in my career, you've been staying home and relying on me. It's been 3 years of trying, and you still haven't gotten pregnant. Don't you think you've been neglecting your duties as a wife? Imagine being in my shoes. I'm not the same broke guy I was. I now own 3 companies and am financially set. Yet I'm only seeing one woman who doesn't even bother you. I've always shown you respect and consideration. What else do you want?